Hi, Adebayo Karim here, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through basic video editing course. Basically, the reason why I'm doing this video is to lend my voice to people that really want to learn video editing. Now, one problem I found out, especially in a part of Africa, Nigeria to be precise, is that an average person who is skilled in something did not learn that thing from the basics. For instance, a graphic designer did not learn the basics of graphic design. A video editor did not learn the basics of video editing. They rather just want to start editing, showing off their skills. While all of this is unnecessary, it is always important that for anyone that wants to learn a skill, start from the basics. Alright, if you ask an average person what is B-roll in video editing, the person will not know that. What is keyframing, the person will not know that. And this is one of the challenges that I hope to solve. It's my artificial intelligence knowledge, and as God grants me strength. Alright, so let's just move in straight away into what we have to do. Now, this is what I came up with when you want to learn video editing. Basically, for you to learn video editing, these are the things that you need to know. Now, I am not a professional video editor. Of course, I edit video, but this is not a professional video editing course. But I am doing this so that you can see some of the things that you can explore even while you're starting out as a video editor. Some of the basics that you need to know. I know the bigger goal is to become a professional video editor, but you cannot become one if you don't pass through all of these stages, right? And I know that you're going to come to a point whereby you are going to have to start exploring on filmmaking, cinematography, and all of those things, but they still remain the basics, right? So this is just the framework. It's an outline, it's not a course, and I'm going to walk you through how you're going to learn step by step. All right, so the first one we have here is a basic video editing terminology, right? You have what we call timeline, where clips are arranged sequentially. You have what we call clip and segment. You have what we call cuts, transition, frame rate, that's FPS, right? You have resolution, you have aspect ratio, you have proportion, you have audio track, right? You have export and render. Then number 2, we move to the editing workflow. Now don't forget, these are the terminologies that you need to explore, and how you're going to learn everything with the help of AI. I'm going to do that next now, right after this particular slide. Yeah, so the next one is the editing workflow. So in graphic design, there's what we call design process, right? So literally this is editing process, and they call it editing workflow. So you have to understand this cycle, and that's capture. That's where you take the raw video, whatever you want, you get the raw file, all of those things that you want to bring together, right? Then the next one is import, right? You import your video. The next one is organize. You name and sort clips, right? Then the next one is edit. That's where you start trimming, start cutting, start adding music and effects. The next one is to watch and adjust, right? Then the last step is to export. Now, where you have the most work is from organizing, editing, and review. This is where you have the most work, right? And then you have to pay close attention to this. Now, the next thing you have to understand is storytelling basics. Now, I do graphic design, I do brand identity design, and at the same time I do video, and I think I tell story with videos than even graphics and all of this is. Now, anything at all you're doing, you must understand the fact that it starts with storytelling. It's a visual storytelling. Of course, people are watching the video, motion visual, right? People are watching it, and you have to understand the fact that your video must tell a story. So all of the transition that you use, it must interest the audience, and then it must just make sense to them. All right, so you have to understand the storytelling basis that even short videos need a narrative arc. This is very important. You are telling story with your video, just as a graphic designer does. They tell stories with the visual, but you as a video editor, you are telling stories. So where you use slow motion, where you use very high speed motion, all of this thing, they tell stories. You don't just bring all of those elements together. There is reason for everything that you put together. There is a reason why you apply a transition. There is a reason why you apply an effect. So it's a story that you are telling as a video person, right? As a videographer or video editor, whatever you want to call it right now. So we have the beginning, which is the hook. This is usually the most important thing. So whatever you are doing at all must get the attention of the audience. So you have the hook or the setup. Then the next one is you have the middle, that is the development and action. This is where you communicate your message. Don't forget, the first thing you have to do is to get the attention. That is the beginning. We call it hook or setup, right? And then the last part should be the end. That is the resolution, and then the call to action. So the storytelling basics is the beginning, the middle, and of course the end. Example, let's say we are doing a travel vlog, right? So it's going to be why I came, what I saw, and then my final thoughts. All right, now these are the types of videos that you can possibly explore. Know what you might want to create. Is it vlog? Are you trying to create social media reels or shorts? Are you trying to create product review? Are you trying to create tutorials? Are you doing promotional content? Are you doing excuse me, are you doing mini documentaries? So these are the things that you need to know while you are starting out. Now, I am not teaching video editing here. I'm just sharing my experiences, and then all of these things I have here were generated by artificial intelligence, AI. So this is one of the things I hope to help people do through artificial intelligence, right? Now let's now move. Having this understanding, now don't forget, before you start editing video, you have to know the basics. That's what we are doing, right? So after all of these things, now the question now remains, how will I learn them? Now let me help you. The first thing you have to do here, I have developed another framework which is called lesson prompt. Now all of the things that you have above here, you can literally learn them with the help of artificial intelligence, and then you can also watch videos on YouTube, right? YouTube is a university that has not been explored. So you can use artificial intelligence, and at the same time you can also watch videos. The reason why you are using artificial intelligence, so that it breaks down the terminology in a way that someone on YouTube will not even explain. So you are exploring both artificial intelligence, text based, and then you are also exploring YouTube, very important, right? Video based. So here's what you're going to do. Now for prompt 1, that's the basic video editing terminology, just like you have right here. You have timeline, clips, and all of those things. So let's come here. What you are going to do is go to, you are going to copy this from this explain. We are going to copy explain from this explain down to this place, this part that says organize your answer in a table with 3 column terms. We might not say it should organize the answer, because for someone that is just starting out, so let's say organize your answer in a clear maybe we can leave that and explore that, and if it doesn't work, we're going to try something else. So we're going to copy this first prompt from this explain from here, and then we're going to stop here. So I'm just going to copy that. If you're on your smartphone, you can also do that. So I'm going to come to a tool called Coin. Coin is spelled, you can chat.coin.ai. all right, so this is how it is spelled. All right, so what you're going to do now is just to paste your prompts, right? What you just copy now, you paste it there. You can see that it's saying explain the following video editing terms in simple language for a complete beginner. Define each term clearly and give a real life example of how it is used in editing, right? Timeline, clip, segment, all of this that we've looked at earlier. Now organize your answer in a table with terms, definition, example. Then summarize why understanding these terms is important to learning video editing. So I'm going to press enter and let's see what we have. Yeah, and this is what we have right here. So we have timeline, the main definition, main workspace in video editing, where clips are arranged in order. It shows the sequence of your video and audio over time, like a digital storyboard. Example, you drag your vacation clip into timeline to decide the order they appear. The beach, the mountain hike, and all of those things. Then the next one, the clip, a piece of recorded video or audio. It can be a full recording or just selected parts of it. Now example, you record 10 minutes of a birthday party but only use 30-second clip of each of the cake cutting, right? So you can see that how everything is broken down for you. Now look at it. Why understanding these terms is important. Learning this basic video editing helps beginner understand how editing software works and communicate ideas clearly. Knowing what and all of so you can just read through all of this thing. Now that you have understanding, now if there is any aspect here that you don't understand, you can say I do not get, forgive that, I do not get the idea of FPS accurately. Kindly explain better and clearer, like you are teaching a student in class. So now that we have that, let's see what AI is going to tell us. Now, what is FPS? Can you see that? Can you see that now? Can you see that now? Can you see? So if you don't understand any concept, ensure that you tell it, and then the prompt that you're giving has to be as much as possible clear. Your prompt must be clear enough so that the AI will understand what you're trying to say. So after that is done, you've taken your notes, you now understand that. So what you are going to do is go back, right, and then copy the next prompt. Now you might not learn everything the same day, right? You might even have to learn all of this terminologies in one day. After you have one result, you might want to say, okay, you want to explain everything one after the other. So after this is done, if you feel you want this long explanation for the rest of the terminologies, you are going to say do the same for which one can we use? Let's say timeline. We are saying it should do what it did to FPS, right? So do the same for timeline. So it's going to explain timeline for you, a bit to you. So when you do all of this thing, you have clear understanding of what it is. And once you are done with this phase, you now come back to where you have your prompts and now copy prompt 2, which is the video editing framework. So you keep doing like that till you finish all of these things here. So after you finish these things, you can now start watching videos on how to edit with CapCut and all of this thing. And while you are also learning the theoretical aspect of it, I would also advise that you also start learning from YouTube. If there's any concept that is being explained here, you go to YouTube, explore videos on it. You have the right terminology now. What is FPS? FPS in video design, video editing. And then you are going to have that concept up for you. All right, so this is what you do to start learning the basics of video editing. It is after you go through all of these things now, you can now start learning the tools, because you already know the basics. So learning using the tool now won't be a difficult task for you because you already know the basics. So if you find this video really helpful, do let me know in the comment section, and then I'm going to do more of this. If you have any question, drop your question in the comment section, and then it's going to be a beautiful time. I'll see you in my next video. Do ensure that you subscribe to this channel and let me know what exactly you want me to talk about next. Cheers.